Welcome to the zoological world. Today we will discuss about bumblebee. Bumblebee facts. Bumblebees are covered in a layer of oil that makes them more resistant to water. The bumblebee's wings can only function in the appropriate temperatures. If the bee cannot take off, then it may shiver for several minutes to raise its internal temperature. Bumblebees are capable of producing a waxy substance to build nests and protect the eggs. In order to communicate with the colony, bumblebees have a remarkable intellectual ability compared to many insects. They can convey basic information to fellow workers and even remember complex patterns. Bumblebee appearance. The bumblebee can be identified by its rather large, plump appearance, its rounded abdomen, and the hair spread all over its body. They sport black and yellow colors, and sometimes even orange or red, in specific bands or patterns. These bright colors serve as a warning to other animals of the potential danger of threatening the bee. Bumblebee behavior. The bumblebee relies on its wits and senses to search for their favorable flowers, including color and the presence of electric fields. Bumblebees tend to return to the same area to find food, but not necessarily the same flower. Once a flower is depleted, the bees will move on to a new one. They leave behind scent marks to tell fellow workers which flowers are bereft of nectar. The bumblebee is an integral part of the natural ecosystem, transporting pollen between male and female flower parts. Berries, tomatoes, and squash in particular are highly dependent on bumblebee pollination. Studies have revealed that bumblebees may be more intelligent than first suspected. Upon finding a new source of food, they can communicate the location to fellow members of the colony. Consequently, bumblebees are highly social creatures that rely on the work of the entire colony to survive. A single colony usually contains up to 500 individuals at a time and occasionally even exceeds more than 1,000 individuals. Although this may sound like a lot, it actually falls well short of the maximum number of honeybees in a colony. At the center of the colony is a single dominant queen, though some species may have multiple. She is simultaneously the founder, leader, and matriarch of the colony. Each year around spring she establishes a hive at a suitable location close to a source of bumblebee foods. She builds the colony almost completely from scratch and produces most of the offspring herself. It is at her beck and call that the workers serve. This type of arrangement, which divides up workers into different castes, is known as eusocial behavior. It is fairly common in insects. Both the queen and the female workers have a sharp stinger to defend against threats and predators. These stingers do not detach after use, so a bumblebee can strike a target repeatedly without injuring itself. Bumblebees will usually not bother people during their normal daily routine, but they can be quite aggressive about defending their colony. This may be a problem if the colony resides in a heavy population area. Although most species of bombus adhere to this basic eusocial behavior, the cuckoo bumblebee has a unique lifestyle altogether. As the name implies, it is a kind brood parasite that relies on other species to raise its young. The cuckoo bees will infiltrate another colony, kill the leader, and replace it with their own female in order to force the workers to feed their larvae. In this way, it is essentially hijacking the work of another bumblebee species. What is the difference between a bumblebee and honeybee? The bumblebee and the honeybee are closely related, but they are actually different genera. As mentioned previously, the bumblebee is part of the genus Bombus, while the honeybee is part of a genus called Apis. Although they are part of the same family, there are numerous differences in appearance, behavior, and reproduction. Honeybees also tend to die when they sting. How do bumblebees die? Most bumblebees die naturally when a colony is replaced every year. The rest are killed by predators or human activities. Unlike some other bees, bumblebees do not die after they pierce something with their stinger.